All right, we are live
So it's one,
Again,
two.
again. We had a little technical difficulty. We quickly were trying to figure out how to stream properly because we're actually losing this feature um, of the Hangouts chat talk deal as of the 1st. So we got to figure something out. And if worse comes to worse, we're probably just going to go to Twitch, to be honest. Everybody's going to go to Twitch for the live stuff. So maybe look forward to that because we're going to have to kind of force the YouTube's is forcing our hand. So.
all right. Where's the link for YouTube?
Yeah, I don't see the YouTube. Wait, did it
Huh?
just come up?
Oh, maybe it just
Yeah,
came.
no, YouTube's up. I'm already
Here's
on
Tyler.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry.
it. I pull it up when I create it.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that what happened.
It doesn't count to me as a view. I checked. That's why I have to log into 6 other things so it looks like 6 people are watching.
That's obvious.
And then I type on them to make them seem interesting. Like I have Tyler, and then I'm Hugh Stex, and no, just kidding. They're like, hey.
All right.
All right. So yeah, it's of course it's working. So, let's start off from the beginning. Haha, did we just see each other? Haha, we kind of hung out. Oh, wait, what did we do this weekend? Oh, that's right, Warzone. All right. No one heard anything of what you said, John or Ski. Everyone just heard me. So, you guys, as I said before, are the stars of the show, ran the events, Ski with AOS, John with 40K, and Alan, who hopefully will not be absent on the channel now, did Horus Heresy.
Same.
Same.
That is accurate.
Very.
No more samesies.
Who?
No more samesies.
Samesies. Okay.
So we got a lot to go over then, huh?
We do.
What's up, 12? What's up, Mr. 12?
My little poodle was annoying me.
Can't you just stick it in a kennel or something?
Actually, we use our little baby fence that we used to have for my daughter, and now we use it for her. It's a little plastic baby fence.
Okay.
It works. Do you think this dog's pushing anything?
Where do we want to start?
Well, I don't know. I can do the rumors a different day, or do it now.
We'll do your event. It was huge, massive. There was a waiting list, dude.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Uh,
Ski's thing was packed, full. He had the full amount.
No, he didn't.
You didn't have the full amount?
Eric is asking if we want FN Pro on there. Hey, Eric, we're gonna do another show where we'll chat with we'll get all the players on, the team members on, and kind of do a review of your games and where you guys were at in standings and whatnot, and what your plans are for Wargames Con coming up.
Yeah, and we talk about the streamed content, and I'm going to highlight the importance of at least Top Table being streamed because it prevents a lot of things and it catches a lot of things that might have been missed if there weren't a lot of people watching it. So, and those things have actually been corrected. You guys can check out the stream for the first game, and there was a chat. A few of the people were explaining what happened, and got cleared up. So thank goodness we had the stream to watch, and the stream, decided a winner. So
where should we start with Warzone, Houston? Where do you want to start? Age of Sigmar? Or are you going to talk about that on your show, Ski?
I'll hit on a little bit.
Okay.
We can go with all the deep nasty stuff. I'll do my stuff at the end.
All, go with all the what?
The good nasty stuff. You know?
Oh, good nasty. I think you said deep nasty. I was like,
I
oh,
was like, dang.
deep nasty, eh?
Well, overall, I would say that this Warzone Houston was an absolute success. This year, we did not, like last year, Alan and I ended up paying about $100 a piece, so it cost us to run last year. This year, I think if I had to double check, but I think we came out with $247, which we should have had more because of a couple snafus. We had to rent U-Hauls, and War Games Con was very generous in letting us borrow or rent out some terrain and play mats or game mats.
Now, how cool was that?
Very
Seriously,
cool.
how like so there's a few people that are misunderstanding that just because we play for different teams or because we're in different cities that we don't actually all get along mostly for the most part. There's some fun rivalry, but being able to get I know Ski's itching to say something. But to be able to, I understand renting it, but still being able to have that opportunity instead of be like, no, I want your event to suck. So I'm just not going to do it,
Yeah.
Huh.
All
And I
right.
thought that
Let me hold on. Ski's itching. What you got, Ski?
Okay, so that whole, I don't know what it is between the game systems, but for Age of Sigmar, if it wasn't for, let me see here, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, the stores, all the stores in the Houston area, even certain individual players, we wouldn't have the terrain or the mats and the visual amazingness that we had at Warzone for Age of Sigmar. Our community is such an amazing thing that we came together as a full team and brought some of the most amazing tables. And like, so I don't understand the whole sabotage or whatever the case is. I don't understand that, but we don't have that Age of Sigmar. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen, where everybody came together to make it an event, the most epic thing in the world.
Yeah. Even the teams. I mean, we all play the same game with the little toy soldiers, and we all play for different teams, and it's just something to be part of, and it's fun to have that rivalry because at the end of the day, you go and eat later. You know what I mean? All
Yeah.
together. You go out and have dinner, go have a beer.
Well, with us, we have the Texas Masters, so you have the certain teams. We have the Grand Alliance Houston, we have the Sons of Slambo, the Weird Knobs, we have Defenders of Citadels, the Heroes of Hambro, we have the teams too, and we're all going trying to get the top 20 for Masters, and there's no rivalry. It's more of like a fun, like, I don't know, like, we have our little banter, but that's about it. Like, there's nothing evil or mean about any of it.
Yeah, it's not mean spirited.
No, not at all.
Yeah. It's fun rivalry because you're playing a game that's a competitive game. Of course, there's going to be some rivalry, but in the most part, at the end of the day, we all get along as a whole of Texas, and we all support the game we play. We we're all friends.
I don't know about you.
to be honest, I don't care about the rivalries. The only time I care about is if it's somebody is taking direct action, like you said, to interfere with the success of an event.
Mhm.
Now, if you've got a rivalry with another people and you want to trash talk, go for it. But when it starts interfering with somebody's business, even though this isn't my livelihood or my living, I put a lot into this, and so does Alan and Ski, and then that's where I have an issue. But thankfully, like I said, John Cook and the men and women over at Knights of the Gaming Table. Did I say it right? Knights of the Gaming Table?
Yep.
Okay. I want to make sure. I keep wanting to say dinner table, but that's a little comic.
Are you hungry?
But they, those guys came through in a pinch for us. We had some logistics problems. Laser cutters went down. People lost fingers. I mean, just not me or anybody, but a lot of bad stuff happened. So they came through, and we were able to get 54 tables of mats and I think like 71 tables worth of terrain, and it saved our ass. So that's what I like is when we had this issue, even the gents that run Desert GT out at El Paso, Vincent and the store guy there, Jeremiah, Nick, they were all like, "Hey, what do you need? How many buildings can we bring?" San Antonio said the same thing. So there was an outpouring of support because those cities want to keep the success going for the Texas championship circuit, and they're not out to sabotage each other.
Yeah.
So I was really, if I had the strength to shed some tears, I would, but I've been so exhausted. But I was overwhelmed with. I got a little emotional when John Cook was like, "Yeah, dude, I got you." So big shout out to them. I really super appreciate them bending over backwards for us.
Yeah.
And I have to say, and the support from all the stores, of course, Atomic Hobby Shop, Ed Games and Hobbies. I'm gonna do them all. Sorry, Fat Ogre Games and Comics, Beyond the Dungeon, Board and Brew put out a gorgeous table over at the Horse Heresy guys. Montags, Goldmine, thank you very much for letting us borrow, was it 3 tables, right?
Ski? Two tables.
2 tables, and all those stores giving us some prize support. This is probably the largest years of, or we had the largest haul of prize support from local stores.
Yeah, I remember you announced you had too much prize support. You're like, we're just giving it away. Door prize. That's a good problem to have, though. For real.
It is. It really is. Next year, after watching a little bit of what Alan was doing and what Ski was doing, I am going to, next year, I'm going to open up the prize categories for 40K. Even though I'm not going to run 40K next year, next year I plan on, I don't want to be compared to Reese because I can't look that good in a suit and tie, but basically I want to be in that position where I'm handling the logistics, and then I have all my people like Ski, Alan, and get somebody to head up 40K and all the small games. That way, I can disseminate out. But 40K, one thing I want, since that's the biggest event out of all of them right now, I want to make sure that we open up the prize categories. We were very generous this year. We had 6 prize categories, 7 really, if you count the last place award we gave, because the guy deserved it. I just want to expand with that, getting that much prize support. And if it wasn't, I didn't realize how much we actually had. We really could have opened probably about another 3 or 4 spots. So we'll take care of that next year and really get it available, because I really want to show my appreciation to everybody. So
yeah.
So, yep. And man, we got some, well, I don't want to talk about next year. I don't need that stress right now.
Yeah.
I would
just take a break.
I would say the event, though, definitely went off out of hook or without a hitch from the logistics standpoint after we got everything settled in. At least on the 40K side, I had 3 guys who were handling all the rules. TJ Sabbath, Clint Mays, and Chris Foster were handling all that for us. And those guys, man, it's like as soon as I got a judge call, all 3 of those guys would barrel over there, and those are 3 big guys just swarming. It's like, okay, well, let's not argue too much.
Well, first off, it's almost intentional that you pick these 3 big ass dude bouncer guys to answer the questions that come over the table. Like, is there a problem? No, we got it sorted out. and also it's really interesting is I feel that, I don't know if maybe everything was better or I didn't hear it as much, but I don't remember people screaming judge.
Nope.
I don't remember there being like huge amount of drama. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the judges, they were sitting down You know, not I would say
Yeah.
most of the time, but I feel like they weren't called a lot, and that's saying something.
And,
You know
and
what I mean?
most of the judge calls that I had overheard or they would come back and report to me were simple, logical ones. They weren't, this guy's being a jerk or he's cheating. It was nothing like that. It was simple, just weird little judge calls, what I would call like line of sight issues or, charge range, that sort of thing. Can he charge through? I mean, simple logistics type thing. We did have a minor issue pop up and it was dealt with. And I mean, now that the event's over, we don't have to worry about it. But it's still going to be addressed in a secondary manner. And the other, I think, War Games Con is coming up. Yeah, with them coming up next, they're already aware of the issue. So if if it arises there again, but that was I think it was a personal issue, not a game related issue. And I think once it was addressed, everything calmed down. We had no more issues after that. So
I think
it was good.
I think we had one, not even an issue. We had one, not say major call, but we went out the Saturday night to go hang out, have some food with some people and stuff. And when the guys there asked me a question about a role, and I was like, it sounds familiar, but I never made a call. I would say that sounds right, but I'm not 100%, you know. And so I was waiting for it to come up the next day, which it did. And the player was like, "Oh, I already talked to the judge last night." And I'm like, No. We talked. I didn't confirm nothing. Me and Kyle found the rule. It was an FAQ, and then everybody was happy. Even the guy that said it came up and was like, "Oh man, I didn't mean it that way. That's not how I meant to bring it upon." And everything was cool. Like there was no issues with it. It was just letting people know when you talk to judges outside the tournament, those don't count until the tournament. Anything we talk about does not flow over to the next day like that. But other than that, it was great. Like no problems. Everybody was a steward. Everybody was doing what they needed to do. I mean,
Commander 2012. So what rule?
it was just modifying a bravery characteristic for a couple of the Gloom Spice skits versus Gavin's army, which was can't remember. It just had to do with modifying a battle shock characteristic, and they FAQ'd it, and they said you could in the March FAQ, but we didn't see that. We saw it in the July FAQ. And so the player wasn't aware of that, and so we had the actual binder of all the FAQs that we were using, and so we did find it, and so yeah, real simple one, overlooked, not a big deal.
Cool.
I have to say, over last year when it came to judge calls and some controversy and some issues, last year was bad. Our first year with Warzone, there was no issues because we were all struggling to figure out 8th edition because we did it about 3 or 4 weeks after 8th edition dropped. So everybody was just like, sure, that sounds right. And then last year we had a couple issues that popped up. I mean, nothing like where people were screaming and fighting, but there's definitely some heated moments. This year was way, way better than last year. And I was very happy with all the game systems. Danny Dean ran our guild ball, and he got 14 players in. He had 16, but 2 dropped. Actually, they only ended up having 10 because 2 dropped and 4 guys from San Antonio didn't show. Yeah, but the fact that they came out, I was really happy, and they had a good time. And Infinity, Curtis Delaney ran that. Those guys I know were those guys were like, hey man, thank you so much, because we had 2 or 3 or 2.5 of their ITS season 10 prize packs, which were sold out almost immediately, and I accidentally overordered for myself from 2 different locations, one with my personal account and one through the store. And I was like, well, I'm going to take a couple of these swag bag miniatures that you can only get in this for myself, and then you guys can have the other 2.5 sets. So, but Yeah, I mean, controversy aside, little nitpicking controversy stuff aside, everybody was extremely happy and outpouring of thanks for putting on the show, and that actually made me happy because I was stressing about it. I wasn't worried too much about Ski on his side of the house. Everything is very self-contained, and him and Kyle had that all taken care of, and I wasn't actually worried about Alan because those the Horse Heresy guys it's a narrative event, and those guys are so focused on what's going on there that they don't have any grumblings and rumblings going on. So I think that's why I like narrative events so much more. So, and like I said, only one random issue, not random, one personal issue came up at 40K, and it was dealt with, and before it became a major issue. So I appreciate all my guys that put that together or dealt with that.
And the rule that Commander wanted, I'll just read to him real quick so he knows. Was the some abilities and spells require you to take a test against another unit's bravery characteristic. When this is in the case, to use the bravery characteristic after any modifiers have been applied instead of the unmodified characteristics on the unit's war scroll, and that answer was yes. So that was the rule that came up. So that was like the biggest. That was like the biggest one. Some people were asking me about like little things, wording, interpretation, but that was like the actual rule that we had one question about. So
cool.
Good.
I wanted to find it for Commander, at least get it verbatim.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'd say though that this is a great event. I think a few of the things that we took away from this year is next year it's going to be probably actually in about a month or two. Alan and I'll start our initial planning with the new hotel and everything like that, and then we'll get together all the TOs of the different events, and so we're going to do a couple different things, mainly about it's like a time schedule. You have everything done before the end of May, so we just have to sit back for a month and a half, answer more questions, and not have to stress. And I've got somebody that's actually going to step in as a little communications secretary type thing position, where they're going to be able to answer all the emails and be a lot more, open up our lines of communication a lot more. So it's not just me trying to answer, taking it all on myself to answer all the questions.
Yeah. You and Ski kind of took a lot on yourselves. A lot.
Well, for me, it's I just didn't want to, burden people. And then it got. I know. I just didn't want to burden people with all this stuff. I just wanted them to be able to concentrate on running their event. And yeah. I've already been harped on. I don't need to be yelled at anymore. And I get it. I should have asked for help sooner. It would have been a lot easier. And of course, I realized it was a lot easier once I started asking for help when it was almost too late. And I was like, oh my God, why didn't I just get help earlier?
Well, you know what I think part of the problem is kind of like our all of our personalities from the military. It's a little bit of if you really want it done right, you're gonna do it yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's maybe where some of that came in, except for Ski. Yeah. Ski was all about, he's like, I'm going to get the group together. But Ski was running everything, but he did get help. From his internal dudes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think Ski spotted all the things that I was struggling with. So Ski just was stepping in, hey, we're doing this. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing this. Great. Okay. What? I mean, Ski really jumped in and took charge on a lot of things. Just took them out of my hand. So in some cases, I think he did stuff without even me knowing until after the fact. and which I really appreciate. And I don't even know. I'll be honest, Ski, I don't know how to repay you, and I know you haven't asked for anything. You don't want anything, maybe, or what, but
I want a Lamborghini. It's got to be gold. It's got to have fuzzy yellow dice in the mirror, and it has to be drivable by me, not a micro machine or a Hot Wheels. It's got to be the real deal. There you go.
Can I just get you a box of Warcry?
Can he 3D print it?
To twist my arm.
Oh, talking about 3D print. Didn't you get some kind of award, John?
Oh yeah, that's right, huh?
What'd you get, buddy?
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there because they said what the crown was for, and some people might not know.
I think 8 people out of the hundreds that were there know, and Ski and I.
Yeah,
it was something that was actually said to me, and I presented it to John, and then he just kind of read with it.
Well, and I kind of owned it. I mean, it was.
Yeah, you owned it. That's what I meant.
And I'm not going to mention where it came from because I don't
need.
I don't want to start anything.
No.
But I mean, I got a crown, and some people were calling me, some people called me the self-appointed tournament king of Houston, self-appointed Houston Warhammer tournament king.
Yes.
And I never gave myself that title. I never thought of that, but in retrospect, I look at it. I do have my fingers in a lot of people's events and helping them run and get organized or getting put up on calendars. So I kind of understand where it came from.
I want to put out, it was said because you supported when we opened Atomic. Yeah. Because there were, there's a lot of things because we were kind of asking for money for terrain and stuff, but it wasn't really clear because we're all new at it and we're just like, I don't know what we're doing. Yeah. And then so everybody was all about it. And you were like, hey man, totally support you. This is a great idea. I'm super excited. And that's where it came from.
Oh,
because you supported Atomic. Yeah. It was a long time ago.
Okay, never mind. I guess I didn't understand why I got that title. So, anyways, Joey Rexer, who had 3D printed most of our trophies, him and Ben, who used to be on the show, owner of Atomic, they 3D printed all of our trophies this year, and they were great, by the way. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to doing it next year. I think what we're going to do with those trophies next year is get them 3D printed way ahead of time, get them all nice and sanded down, and then we're going to basically create a resin cast of them, so they're a lot sturdier and don't have like the print line stuff. Anyways, so at the behest of a couple people, Joey Rexer 3D printed a crown for me that has self-appointed Houston Warhammer Tournament King. So I guess he thinks I had a small head because it doesn't quite fit. Might a little band.
It reminds me of some kind of like anime.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
oh, dude, you can glue it or sticky tack it on the side. Like tilt it on the side. It actually fit your head. See?
Oh,
yeah, right there. Dude, you could sticky tack that.
Oh my god!
I feel like it's some bad, either a bad guy king in a anime, or like the goofy, the short, chubby, goofy king with the tiny little crown on his giant head.
But I do want to do a shout out to somebody though.
What's that?
There was an individual going around shooting some amazing pictures throughout the
goodness, yes.
And I am so glad because I don't have that kind of equipment or that time. Or I mean, I kind of maybe had the time in some time of the events, but is it Kristen Scott?
Yes.
I want to say I'm shouting out to you, and I know you guys probably want to do the same, but I want to say thank you for the coverage that you did for Age of Sigmar and all those pictures you've taken. I appreciate it so much. She was amazing.
Yeah. And that's and we found our pictures from last year, by the way. Monica Bailey, who took pictures last year, and I'm not trying to take away from Kristen. Sorry. Kristen did an amazing job, and the photos are up on the Facebook page with a little code. I think it's like 9566 or something like that. So if you want to download the photos,
I'm trying to actually. Is Warzone.pixie? What is the Warzone.pixie art or something? I can't remember
I
I,
don't
the.
know.
I have it. I already have it all saved. Hey,
Uh,
Jeff, I shared them off of my Facebook, I believe, too.
Okay, the horror. It's actually, if you go to the Warzone Houston Facebook page, all the pictures are there, and there's a link there that you can go to and check out all the photos. So we're going to get those photos and link them up on our Warzone Houston page.
I'm gonna add it in the comment of this too. That's what I was looking for. I'm gonna share it with everybody too in the chat so they can
And there's
see
two
it.
different postings. There's day 1 and then day 2.
Correct.
Yeah, and there should be a code if you want to download. But yeah, I want to get that up on Instagram. I have to talk to her about making that happen. But I think that really because I think a lot of people are like, oh, you know what, Warzone Houston's like 30, 40 people. No, we had 198 players this year. And that's with about, I want to say it was almost 12, 15 or 16 drops before the event happened. So we would have been well over 200 people this year, which is really, actually, when you add in all those extra tickets, we're over 200. I think we're 206. So we managed to we basically doubled our numbers from last year, which was double from the year before. So that is absolutely amazing. And if it wasn't, we didn't change the level of Horse Heresy or 40K. So those extra bodies come from the Infinity guys, Guild Ball, and of course Age of Sigmar, which put us up at, how many players did you end up with, Ski?
I'll tell you. So we did sell out, and then we had some drops because I think between General's Handbook and the weather, and then right at the end we had a couple more drops because of personal issues like massive work or something. And then we got to, I think it was 44, and then we had 2 drops. We went on the second day, so we had 42.
Okay. So yeah, you definitely had sold out. I knew that part. Yeah. So even with a couple ads afterwards, I mean, easily would have had 54 bodies, I believe, 54, 56.
And there was a total of at least 10 to 15 people that couldn't make it that I know of.
Yeah, so that's awesome. That shows how big the Age of Sigmar community has gotten, especially with the Texas Masters, and that shows what you and Kyle did. It wasn't for you guys reaching out to all the different communities through all the cities, like Austin, Dallas, and San Antonio. Man, we wouldn't have pulled it off. So, all those Age of Sigmar players. Never been a big fan of fantasy games. I have to say that is amazing, and I really freaking appreciate you guys coming all the way down. That shows the dedication you guys have, that you just want to play the game.
Did we mention all this happened during a hurricane threat?
Yes. Yep. Tropical. It got downgraded to a tropical storm, but yeah, it was.
It was said when it was going to do landfall, it was going right before landfall, it was going to be a hurricane. So that was the expectation.
Yeah. I mean, that shows you how crazy gamers are, to be honest with you. Like, hurricane, that's okay. We'll be in a hotel.
Well, everyone was asking, like in the Age of Sigmar, what kind of voodoo me and Kyle did to keep the storm away, and I said, well, the foot of Gork is strong with me, so.
Yeah. People thought I was kidding. I mean, what did I do? I had a weather witch, I had a priest, a rabbi, a pastor, a cleric.
They all went to a bar.
Yeah, they all went to a bar.
Yep.
Hired a voodoo priestess, and she took care of that too. I mean, it was a collective effort. It was money well spent.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it was me, but when I saw it on the radar, I looked at it and I said, nah. And then I think it went away.
I'll tell you the only thing I was worried about. I was like, man, if we get another flood and I lose a third Honda Civic in 3 years to a flood from a hurricane, I'm moving. I'll lose it.
I was gonna say maybe not buy a Honda Civic. I mean, let's see. I see a trend here.
I know, right? I was sweating, dude. Let's see, what else do we got? I don't know what else to talk about with.
Well, real quick, in the chat, I put the link to the website as well as Saturday's code and Sunday's code to download the pictures. And I also put it in the comments of the chat, like the actual comment of the video.
Okay.
So once this, so people don't have to dig through the live chat to see it.
But I want to do another shout out to Kyle though, because Kyle was the face. I've been saying that for months, I think, but it showed. He was on top of the. I was behind the scenes logistics, like between helping John and getting things organized, or like that Friday, man, I had a mission and I organized it and structured it and made it happen no matter what. And then Saturday was. I ran the BCP and any kind of logistics, and Kyle was on top of everything. But again, we didn't need it. There wasn't a lot of maintenance. It was just mostly just the points and stuff. He had his setup with all the spreadsheets and stuff to verify the BCP app. We had some other point systems, but it was like double verifications. And the rounds went smooth. We had things up and going. I was fortunate that was able to judge painting for 40K, and then we did the overall painting for Age of Sigmar, and that I had a lot of fun with that. Like, besides running the event, but I was very fortunate to be a part of that. Also, I want to shout out to Paul Boggs and his son that came down and judged Age of Sigmar and 40K as well, and Brian Duran, as well as John Miller. Who else? Chad Maiden. I don't know who else was. Anybody else that was judging 40K?
Lance.
Oh yeah, Lance. I don't want to forget about Lance.
No, I just had those three that I mentioned were my only judges. John Connolly popped his head in, but he wasn't there and not being there to judge.
Yeah, but it was amazing.
I thought I saw Paul Boggs, but it's been a couple of years since I've seen him, so I didn't know it was him.
Yep. I didn't
want to be like, are you Paul? But because we're running around a lot.
Well, because I know he's a professional painter, artist, and his son's really good too. Runs in the family, and I was like, I gave him the option. I said, hey, I would really love you guys to come down and judge painting if you could. And that, I guess, is his first GT as well, to come down and get stuff too. So cool. It was really, really awesome of them to come down and do that for us.
And I'm not gonna say that. Well, I'm not gonna talk about painting. We'll keep that for next year. But yeah, that was awesome that they came down. That was really cool.
There's I know it's not game changing or that big of a go away, big of a deal, but the winner was Ryan, right? The winner of the 40K.
Oh, Nick Sutherland.
Thank you. Sorry.
Orcs. Yes, Nick Sutherland with his Orcs. He's with Team Redacted. They came down from Dallas. It was him, and I'm gonna butcher one of their names. It was him, Viet, which is a fantastic painter and player.
He's on our channel actually. He did a showcase for us. He's got another video, he told me, so he's gonna be helping me out with that, and I'm gonna edit it and put it up.
Cool. Him, Clifton Russell, America, Stephen Schrimmer. That's one I was going to butcher, and I believe Brett Urbanowski. Those were the guys that had come down. I think I'm missing one because I think I'm missing two. I just can't think of what their names are. What is going on with the chat?
Yeah, just got guys spamming.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
It's all right. You can meet them.
Anyways, yeah,
I got it.
Okay,
I'm
thank
betting.
you. What the heck was that?
Oh, I got him.
I never see anything like that. Anyways, yeah, the team redacted. We had fragged out from San Antonio was there. Of course, FN Pro was there and in full force. And Team Jeep was over in um, Age of Sigmar. I think it was only one member.
Man, run the show.
Adeptus Shenanigans were there as well, and a bunch of other smaller teams north of the Golden Throne who have their own little podcast. Not little, but their own podcast.
It's not nice.
I know. I didn't mean it in a negative way. I just meant like they got a whatever. Shut
It's
up.
a tight knit group podcast.
Yes.
Boom.
But yeah, I mean, Nick Sutherland, man, he powered his way through and won with orcs. And that was a tough crowd. I don't know
You
if people
took
saw.
away my point. There was something that happened on table 5, right? So I overheard them actually talking while I was cleaning up the streaming equipment. And the guy actually said to Nick, the one he played against, he's like, "Man, thanks for letting me bring in this unit." And he's like, "I completely forgot." And I was like, "Oh, what happened?" He's like, "Oh yeah, he just let me bring in this." It was like I think a deep strike of some sorts. And he's like, "Yeah, he let me go back and bring it in." And I told Nick, I was like, "Dude, thanks for having that sportsmanship, because we've been getting a bad rap. For the 40 casing's been getting a bad rap with all this live shoddy stuff getting caught, and or bad sportsmanship. And then this one was him being a good sportsman on live, and I didn't see it. I didn't catch it 'cause I wasn't at the table because doing 2 jobs, but that's why I overheard it, and I was like, "Man, that's great. Thank you so much." So,
Well, thank you, Nick. I don't. Hopefully, we can get the word passed around. Or maybe I'll message him because I already messaged Viet and a couple of the other guys saying thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, for Age of Sigmar, we had Andrew Carlson from Sons of Slambo win it with Daughter to Cain. And his matchup, he played 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Let me make sure here. Either 3 or 4 Houston people out of all the 5 rounds. And so he actually, I want to give it out to him. I want to do a shout out to Andrew because of the fact that there was 2 games that he was going to concede. And his opponent told him, I believe he told him not to concede. And he came back and ended up winning both those games.
Oh.
And I mean, like a major win, like he was like losing like 12 to 6 or something, and he came back, and so I saw it on his face all throughout the tournament, man. He was stressed in life, but he came back with Daughters of Cain and won it.
What did you do?
What?
You sat on his face?
No, what? Stressed on his face.
Ooh, how do you get signed up for that?
But yeah, I mean, in the top 10 was, let's see, Sons of Slambo, Defenders of Citadel, I can never say this. It's Harambee's Heroes. Harambee's. Harambe Heroes. Grand Alliance Houston, another Harambee's Heroes. The JTGA.com. It's Jason.
Yep.
And then Austin Weir Knobs and Grand Alliance Houston. So
awesome.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, I'm going to get I don't know if you want to do it too, Ski, but I'm going to get pretty much all 80 players and their position. I'm going to get that screenshotted and put up on the Facebook page so everybody can see all the teams, their scoring, all that jazz.
I mean, most of ours goes on the Masters page.
Oh, okay.
And then, I mean, we can post it. I'll see if they want me to or not, but we get everything. Everything's posted there, all the statistics and.
Well, I mean, if you're able to like take screenshot, because you guys put it in the BCP app, right?
It's on there, yeah. But the scores are not 100% on the PCP yet because we didn't add we add paint and sports after. Mr. Scott from the LVO came down and played in our GT. He's the one that runs the Age of Sigmar for LVO.
Oh wow!
And he hangs out with Reese and Frankie and that crew as well, ish. And he taught me a lot. We had a lot of discussion about a lot of things. Learned a lot of things, and yeah, amazing person. He'll be at Wargamers Con as well. He's going to the Dallas, the next heat, I think it is, for Dallas, for the Citadel, I think, or the championship or whatever, the Grand Clash or something. I don't know, he's going there. And yeah, he great individual, man. Supports the hobby 110%.
So I'd say good year. We had a fantastic year, and we are set up for having a badass event next year when we grow. Probably, if I'm calculating correctly, we're going to grow by about 135 people.
Plus what we already had?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Basically, the main event hall, especially if you guys see the pictures and the or any of the videos of the main event hall where we had 40K, Age of Sigmar, and the Infinity and Guild Ball going, or not Age of Sigmar, sorry, Horus Heresy, 40K, and the 2 small games. Basically, our new place will have another event hall like that, another, I think, 3,900 square. Well, it basically comes out another 3,200 square feet. So we are going to have a massive event next year. We actually might go above and beyond what Austin does. They're around 300 people. We might exceed them next year and be the largest. I mean, we're not trying to beat them, but I do want to be the largest gaming event in Houston or in Texas.
But and with that too, we'll have the Age of Sigmar, and I'll be looking at doing, as long as the game is good, and if there's somebody else, cough cough, Mr. Jeff, that wants to help out for Warcry, for a Friday night event tournament. I'm actually already looking into that, planning ahead.
Yes.
As well as if there's someone out there, cough, somebody cough for Shadespire Underworlds, we can, that would always be a good one too.
Yeah, we will be looking for reliable, like extremely reliable people for next year. People that we can rely on to not just organize it, but they're not doing it for their own sake. They're doing it for the community. What I don't want is any people that are going to try to play in their own event and get free stuff for themselves. I need people that are there to put on the event for the community.
So, damn, where did I go wrong?
That's me, and as since Alan's not on this, so I'm just gonna say, so as the head of Warzone Houston, since Alan's not on right now, whoever's going to be helping out, it's got to be about the community, helping out, growing it, making this a huge event. And if people want to participate, great. But if they're doing it just so they can get free prize support for themselves or something, then I don't want that.
They're in the because I'm telling you, prize. I didn't get crap. You
got a mug.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna put this out there.
I got a mug.
There's no cash. There's no price support. You might get you might get a cup. You might get a shirt made from, but there's nothing to get out of any of that. Like, you're running it because you want to run it.
Well, if you work for a ski, you get a shirt made.
Yes. No, taking care of the TOs is going to happen. Will be a little bit better. It will actually be a lot better next year than it has for the past 3 years. I'm going to make sure that they're well taken care of.
Well, it happens naturally too. You know what I mean? Because
as we grow and we're able to divert more resources to take care of people, we'll do that. But it's all about making the gaming community appreciated and seen.
Well, Well, shout out to Jeff's on the channel as well, and the Age of Sigmar community, just because that's where I was at the whole time. So nothing against the 40K people. I have nothing against anybody, but they took care of us. Like Jeff would get me food, I would go get Chad food. Like the community made sure a lot of our TOs, or myself or Kyle. I mean, I think his wife came down the second day, whatever. But I mean, like they took care of us, and we took care of them. It kind of went both ways.
Yeah.
And it was great. Like that's just amazing.
Hey, Leon's on from South Africa.
Sorry.
Yep.
Hey, Leon, when we see you in, I think, January, I don't know if you'll be able to take this back with you, but we got you a Warzone Houston pint to take back with you to South Africa.
Oh, he could take it. Just put it in T-shirts and other things and wrap it up. He'll make it.
And I think I have enough too.
Yeah.
I think I can give him some dice too, because I have one left in my stash.
Oh, I think I've got a stash of dice. But yeah, Monica Bailey was huge. She was always there running the front desk area, seeing what she was there for.
She was there to talk to me and Ben because we were also in the same hallway that we would just go back and forth and chat.
Well, she was actually going to be there to take photos. And Kristen had come down and was just like all over the place. So she ended up just kind of running the desk. But by her doing that freed up so much of my time to go take care of some last minute stuff. So I'm super appreciative of that. And I'm glad that everybody had somebody getting down there, getting them food. Like, because I was always out when it was every lunchtime. I was like, okay, I got to go take care of this for the event. So I was like eating nasty Burger King and some very bad food.
Kyle. Oh, God, I have to share. So Kyle has not seen me play Age of Sigmar, quote unquote, and he has never seen me eat, I guess. So I sit down to eat. I have a salad and a burrito, and I'm eating my salad, and he just stops and looks over at me and says, "I'm proud of you, Ski." And I'm like, "What? Like what?" He's like, "You're eating a salad." He's like, "Wait a minute, you're actually eating." Like I was like, "I've never seen you eat either." I'm like, so he sees me like I'm running around with my head cut off and just, you guys know me. I'm always on the go.
That's actually day one. I was setting up the live stream, and my computer had crept to bed the night before. I couldn't bring this one because it doesn't even have a screen anymore. It's a laptop without a screen, so it's kind of a desktop now. Anyway, so I called Ben in the morning. I was like, "Bro, I know you got some cool laptops. I need you to bring one." So he brings one out there, and I had to install software. I knew I had to install like the streaming stuff, so it was fine. So I get everything set up. I get the screens, I get the cameras, everything wired in, USB, everything is all set. I'm like, I got lapel mics. We're official. Everyone's mic'd, sound quality, everything's good. All right, you boys ready to start streaming? Oh yeah, let's do this. Start streaming. Boop. An error happened when trying to stream your video, and I was like, no. I had a good thing I'm in IT and I know how to use Google, so I Googled the error and found out it was I'd say unique error to OBS. Don't give me a break. And then so I looked up the OBS error, and it was basically video drivers that were not up to date. So I went to go do that, and then it's like, hey, you need to update Adobe. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And another fun fact, it didn't update in time. So I went and found a driver that I needed for Windows 10 because his computer appeared to be Windows 10. I went to 400 megs to download, which took about 20 minutes at that hotel. Even wired. Took 20 minutes at that crappy hotel. And I went to go install it and it gave it error. I said, oh, it's not the right version of Windows. I said, how? And then I checked the settings. I was like, he's running 8.1. I didn't understand because it looks like Windows 10. So I was like, all right, whatever. Got 8.1, downloaded it, got streaming. So that was the adventure. So I went to Ben. I was like, dude, WTF, mate? And he goes, oh, haha, I made it look like Windows 10. I was like, what? Yeah, I got the start button. Everything looks like Windows 10. I was like, why didn't you just put Windows 10 on it?
It's Ben.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been meaning to do that.
Oh my God, Ben. Hey,
No, from you, Jonathan.
Man, I was like, Ben's like, got your food. I was like, I don't care. Like, he's like, I didn't want to eat. I was trying to get that stream going. I worked so hard, brought all the equipment. I was like, I'll be damned if this is not going to stream. So,
hey, I guess before we get into rumors, I want to say thank you also to my bosses who've been very understanding all the craziness that has been going on and my downturn in productivity at work. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that they had a very successful business day at or 2 business days at Warzone Houston. You're welcome and thank you.
yes.
Wait. I see something, John. What is that? What is? You got a tissue? Something? Stuck on your nose there, brother.
But seriously, I mean, I do have to apologize, and I'm happy that they had a very successful business day.
Yeah, they did. They needed it.
Yeah, we really did.
Yeah, it was a good win for them.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to help them as well. I was there for them when they needed it.
Yep.
And like I said, it's one team. I always talk about it's one team, one fight. Even if the military uses the term or not, it's one big family. We have to work together as a team to make things happen, and it was successful.
Because
Yep.
ultimately, what we're here for is taking care of our gaming community. Because even though, like I said, we had like we made like $247, I think. Once again, it's got to double check. All that goes to paying off stuff for next year.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a start for next year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually that almost covers what we need to do to make about 80 tables or 40 tables worth of buildings.
Now all you need to do is make it a nonprofit, and you get a big ass write off.
That is in development for next year.
No, I'm not joking. I'm being serious. I got a business
no.
degree, so
No, I'm already working on that.
Yeah.
That's already next week's the beginning of that. I'm not doing anything else this week with Warzone.
But what I was going to say is to caveat on what Ski and John were talking about. Yes, it was great for the store, and sometimes I want to point out that even the best of us kind of let stress let you get narrow-minded and make mistakes. So it
Isn't that the truth?
had a personal bite of humble pie, and definitely had to take a little sit back, because all of us are human, even as I get joked a lot that I am not. But I definitely got zoomed into a spot, and I let myself get unhappy and making other people unhappy.
There's a song for that. Was that what is that? Come sail away, come sail away. You sailed away.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, it was it's funny. It's like I was like all the way up to that point. I was like, yep, I'm on it. Choo choo training on this track, and then it was like, what's this shit? Boop. So,
No.
but I got derailed for a second. I came back though. So
Okay, well, sure. Tell me later.
and then also, oh man, I had a good one. Oh my god, see, I just got derailed. Thanks, Jonathan.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, so one of the other takeaways that we got, or at least I did, besides better, a lot tighter organization for next year, and better delegating, is we're going to solidify it more into our event. We're already owning it. It's our event, but we want to make it really very unique. So like we want everything across the board to be like our own unique mission packets, programs that we hand out to all players. We don't want it to be going, okay, well, we're using Nova missions this year or ITC championship missions. whatnot. I mean, we're still going to do, like, for at least on the 40K side, whoever the head judge is going to be, we're still going to be doing the ITC scoring. We're just going to be changing up because we're rapidly growing and we need to, make a stamp on that heavy field of events out there. And also, I mean, I don't want to spoil that because I don't want anybody else to take our idea right now. But we got a really badass plan for next year, and it's going to take a lot of work to kind of get it up and going. But we got a badass idea for next year. Not even an idea; it's going to happen. So just kind of watch what's going to happen.
Real quick, can I answer something for Leon? Leon, the paint, the Vulcan Green Air from GW is actually the Citadel Air. They pulled everything into the same name now. Like the Corax Black, the Vulcan Green, the Emperor, is it Emperor's Children, whatever, or Thousands, the purple. I forget which one it is. Mm-hmm. But all those paints now that they took the Games Workshop paints, they took the Citadel paints, they took all of it, and they actually rebottled them, and they're all the exact same paints under one name now.
Yep. Well, I mean, they got the same old name from Forge World, but they're in the new in the GW side now.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And for the packet for Age of Sigmar, I don't think we're going to change our format because, here's my, and it's still a year out, so this could change. But I talked to a lot of people, and I think what we're doing is the right step for our community because everybody's playing their army for a year. So they have the whole year up to Warzone to play their army until the new General's Handbook comes out. And so we don't release our packet, and we try to make it as hard as possible. We have an idea. I think we have an idea what we're going to do for next year to change it up a little bit. But I have a feeling everybody enjoyed our packet, even though they didn't get to see it until the week prior. The games were so close. That was amazing. A lot of objectives, secondary, tertiary objectives were hard. Some were easy. There's one of them no one took because Kyle was doing statistics as we're doing scoring. Then there's one tertiary secondary objective that no one took. So we're like, okay, that was a little too hard, I guess. But I think our way of doing it for Warzone, and if people get on board, it's the last year to play your army for the year. So bring the best army that you got. And you're not going to know the missions because this is the test it. We're going to test you now. You're not going to be able to rule tailor your army or nothing like that. It's you've been playing your army for a year. You've been playing these battle plans for a year. Bring it and see what happens. So,
and let me jump on for Leon. Hey, speaking of salamanders, if you get a chance, go, scroll back up, Leon. Take a look at the links we have for the photographs for the event and get the little code if you want to download. There are some people there with there were several salamander armies for Horus Heresy and 40K, and some of the most striking green, gorgeous army models I've seen in a long time. So make sure you check that out.
And it's funny, John, or Jonathan and John, is she took a picture of my Maw Crusher. Like every time my Maw Crusher throws it on the table, everybody takes pictures of it.
Well, nice. I don't.
Because you don't own a camera. Duh.
So we don't. What time is it? It's getting a little late. Let me go over some rumors real quick, if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I want to touch one last thing.
Go ahead.
Mr. Hunter from Katy, Texas, won the charity army with the dragon, the flesh hounds, the blood warriors, and Scarhar, whatever, the corn demon guy from Forge World. I'm actually working on, I just built him today, the other 5 blood warriors for him. Gave him the choice, but he's a local. And I know John was there. When he went, he was so excited. About 3/4 of the way, we were getting ready to get everything. Yeah, he started shaking. He was so excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good to hear.
I am so proud we made that money for the charity. I'm glad someone won it. I mean, somebody was going to win it, but
yeah,
I'm glad it went to. I'm just going to sound so biased. I'm glad it went to an Age of Sigmar player because now he's gonna be he can use all of it in Age of Sigmar no matter what. And the reaction was priceless. Like it made me so happy. So
yeah, for those of you that didn't see or didn't know, we had a Blades of Corn army was our raffle army. Went to a Montrose Center, which the LGBT Resource Center in Houston, who has a veterans department now, and so we raised. I have to once again triple check, but I believe it was $1,020.
And we'll put in perspective, John, $1,020 with, we'll just say 250 people, just in and outs and you know, give or take. But I think that is amazing.
Yeah, that was amazing. That so many people just chipped in just for the chance to win this massive, like he has to be like 2.5, 3 pound dragon.
That thing was gorgeous, by the way. Like you guys underplay it because you had it in your face the whole time while painting, but that thing is like this big. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
it's massive.
Yes, it was very massive.
It stood out. Like I was like, all right, I'll put some money in on that.
Oh, I painted myself trying to win.
Yeah.
I was like, I want it. And you know what sucks though too is like awesome. We got the dragon and then you got the demon, but I painted the blood warriors and the flesh hounds, and they were just like consolation prizes.
Really was. I mean, they were the blood warriors and the flesh hounds were painted fantastic, but they paled in comparison to this massive demon prince and this gargantuan dragon.
Yeah.
And even though they were a pain in the ass to paint, you know, it was enjoyable because I have not done something that large with just brushwork. No airbrushing was used.
Oh gosh, yeah.
The last time I ever airbrushed something big was a Phantom, the big Eldar Phantom Titan, the 26-inch tall one. Oh. That was the last time I ever airbrushed something that big or painted something that big.
Well, and I'm glad everybody was happy with the paint job. I mean, we're not like golden.
I was worried about that.
Like, you know, I think we're pretty decent painters in certain aspects. Like, I think I'm really good with metallics. That's why I did them. And I did the smaller models because it was trying to find a theme that fit and make them look good. And there's a lot of freaking bronze works and copper work on these guys. And go ahead, John.
I was going to say, and skulls.
Oh God.
I regret now. Maybe we can get Hunter to take some pictures, but I would paint a skull that was like erupting out of the skin, and I'd be like, okay, cool, skulls are done. And then I would find another one and another one and another one. And I was finding skulls coming out of the weirdest places on the dragon and that giant demon prince. Yep. And when I say random places, I mean literally random places. Oh, an elbow or his armpit, above his eyes. I mean, there was just, God, there's so many gosh darn skulls. I never want to paint bone again, at least for like the next 3 months.
Yeah. Leon, I know you're happy for Warcry, brother. I'm going to try to get all of it. And I'm going to end up doing an unboxing probably here this week as well, Leon. And if maybe we can get some recordings, bat reps on it or something. I don't know, like, because I'm happy too, brother. Because there's Iron Jaws, Bone Splitters, Deep King, Gloomspite. I have all these armies.
Mm-hmm. So I talked to the rep. Actually, I had to give him a call to give him the green light on getting, because to get it early you have to buy the special package, the special package, which costs a little more money, but it's okay. It's I think it's gonna take off. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, so it was worth it. And I said yes, let's do it. So he did give permission for us to unbox and film it early.
Okay.
And then he told me about the gameplay.
What do you think?
And then Jonathan started getting very interested because it's very RPG-ish. And I was like, okay. All right. Yeah, it's Mordheim. Yeah, that's why I asked him, and he's like, "Yeah, let me tell you." And then he told me he told me the gameplay, he told me stuff, and dude, you could jump off of like build. I don't know if I guess like say it, whatever. You jump off buildings. He was explaining like if you're up here and the dude's here, you can move 2 inches and jump behind him, and then steps of stab. Like I was like, this is so cool.
There's a lot. I've been reading so much and watching so much on it, but I'm excited. Rub it in, Jeff. You're playing it tomorrow. Oh, okay. All right. I saw this, Mister. Well, discussion about that one. But no, I can't wait. I think it's gonna be great. I think I'm just I'm holding myself in reserve because it looks good, but you never know until you get actually play it.
True.
Um,
Try owning a business.
I understand
Yeah, that's a risk.
that.
You hope it's going to be good.
Oh yeah, of course. The best part about it, if people don't realize real quick, I don't want to go into much detail, but a lot of people are like, why is it all chaos? What is it about? Why is it all these chaos warbands? And I want to explain to people that this is where the humans, we'll call them humans, not the different armies, the human population, what happened to them in the certain realms. So you have the new, was it the Cypher Lords there in the realm of light? They're actually people forming these cults trying to go to Archaon and, like be accepted and all this good stuff. So it's these small little war bands that are trying to survive because everything's trying to kill them, trying to make themselves a name. So it's not like it's a new little thing. It's still the Mortal Age of Sigmar. It's still it's gonna be amazing. Like I the story alone, and it's just a chip. It's just like a little niche of the story. So
Okay, that's awesome. It's gonna be badass. I'm excited about it.
oh yeah, I can't wait. Like Iron Jaws, man. I want to like if the rumor's right, we get to use boys and brutes. I'm like, oh, brutes.
I
think it's
actually, I think I've got. Actually, I can tell you. Would you like to know?
yeah, because I have a leak on what everybody's going to be able to use and expect to.
Oh, well, if you already have the leak of what you can use, then
Well, I'm not. It's
Well, then don't worry about anybody else on the channel. I'm sorry, Ski already knows. We're good.
no, I have it confirmed. I'd rather have the confirmation.
Okay, well, I'll give you guys the confirmed, and then I've got two big rumors that I really need to. I want to be able to go over. All right, so come on.
You got 10 minutes. I'm cutting the feed.
Okay. Cool. All right. So here's what I have for the existing products, non-chaos factions for Warcry. Stormcast Eternals, Vanguard Raptors, Vanguard Hunters, Griffhounds.
Okay.
Iron Jaws is Ardboys and Brutes. Night Haunt is Chain Rasps. Is it Rasps? Grimghast Reapers, Spirit Host, and Glaive Wraith Stalkers.
Yep.
Legions of Nagast, Necromancer, Skeleton Warriors, Graveguard.
Yep.
Deepkin is the Namatari Thralls and Reavers and Achillean Guard.
Yep.
Okay. Gloomspite Gits is Squig Hoppers, Moonclan Grots, and Squig Herd. Flesh Eater Courts is Crypt Whores, Crypt Ghouls.
Yep.
Bone Splitters, Savage Aurochs.
Yeah.
Daughters of Cain is the Kinnerai. I think that's the flying, the ones with the wings. And then the Melusai, the Medusa ones, and the Witch Elves.
And so out of the whole list, what kind of drives me insane is the Bone Splitters. It's just Savage Orcs. That could be the whole army. I mean, well, they're bones. So I don't know, man. That's like weird because it's like there's no options. So I can't wait to see what that is because I have those. So I'm like, ooh, but it's gonna be me. It's gonna be awesome, man.
So something a little tidbit that I know about the game, so people know, is I had asked because one of the concerns was is it exactly like Kill Team for iOS? It's not,
Nope.
and it's its own system, but more RPG aspect to it. And one of the things I asked was when you build your list, he was explaining that he gave me an example of an ogre is like 230 points. and you have 1,000 points. So it's
Yep.
obviously very small. Wounds, he said you get wound dice. So you can deal up to 4 wounds. So attacking and wounding are all the same. There's one roll.
Yep.
And the wounds dealt could be up to like 4 wounds, but you have 30 hit points. You know, so you have 30 hit points to knock down, I'm sorry, ogres have 30 hit points.
Yes.
The celestial boys have 30 hit points.
Well, don't reveal too much. You're going to steal Ski's unboxing thunder.
Yep.
No, this is just a tidbit.
Yeah.
Mine's a tidbit. He's going to do the full shabukel.
For people that aren't as gifted as Jeff, able to see it tomorrow. So yes.
Correct.
Yep.
Anyway, I was excited. And the fact that you can't just buy upgrades when you get it, you earn your upgrades, such as he explained an example as if you killed these certain amount of beasts, you became the beast slayer, and that had this whole aspect of extra bonuses you get. So you earn your titles, and I think that's pretty badass.
And what else I found out too is you could play, I think it's 2 games in about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what he said.
So it's gonna be great. I can't wait. I'm already have plans, like massive plans for this now, because it actually fits into my narrative very well.
Yeah, it's cool. I think it opens itself for a lot of good narrative.
I just hope people will hopefully they'll come down and play, as well as the owners.
Yep. I'm pretty excited about it. All right, so that gives John 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay, I can do it. It looks like timetable, and I give this about a 60% accuracy. Okay, maybe 70%. Timetable for Sisters of Battle might have been moved up about 2 months, guys. We might very well be seeing them mid to late August. And that is it's coming from a very, very super reliable source. Like I said, it's about 60, 70% accuracy there. Well, I should actually know, if not next week. Well, actually, I should know next week. Yeah, either at the end of this week or next week. So that's a big thing. And Primaris, there's actually something. Well, okay, so we know that there's a new type of dreadnought. The Rhino type variant is on its way. There's a possibility that Rhino variant might also have some sort of missile launcher capability, like kind of like a Whirlwind, but I don't think so. I think people are just looking at the image wrong. The image that I saw, it looks like it's just like storage containers that are sit on the back end of it. And then a host of new Phobos armor models. I've seen the Eliminators, and the Eliminators look really cool with little hoodie or caped hoods and all that jazz. I think it's a new Primaris Reaver a character, I think. So it was on a 40 millimeter base. So he might be just another freaking lieutenant. I don't know. But he looked really super badass. And the Dreadnought is a slimmed down Dreadnought. So I don't know if that's going to be like it's not too much smaller than the current one. The current Redemptor is just a little skinnier. I couldn't see what the weapon loadout was, but it's probably going to be something similar to like the Gatling cannon. And there's another Phobos captain that I saw. I think he is actually a captain in Phobos armor. The other one's, I think, a Reaver sergeant or captain. So am I good? Did I get my 4 minutes?
Yeah, we did in 2 minutes.
Okay, awesome.
It gives me a minute to say, hey, all you guys, Wargamers Con's coming up, Age of Sigmar, 40K, all the great things, come out to Wargamers Con. It's in Austin. Please show your presence, support the cause, be part of the community.
That's right. So I guess I'll do my closing bit. As always, Want to thank our Patreon supporters. We really appreciate it. The reason why we can actually have those mics is because you guys, and it definitely improved our quality. Instead of being a loud room and trying to hear people talk with this little global mic, everybody was professionally mic'd, and the players actually really they thought it was really cool too. They were like, "Oh wow, I don't know what I'm doing." So, the quality was really good. So appreciate you guys, and because of that, we can keep improving our channel. So, and as always, thank you for everyone who participated in chat tonight. We appreciate you guys hanging on and just listening to us on our little corner of the gaming world. And that's it.
Come sail away. Come sail away. away.
All right. You guys got anything?
No. Have a good night, guys. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, good night,
Thank you,
guys.
everybody out there in the interwebs.
Yes, be sure to subscribe, and don't forget, we are going to be losing this feature, so we're probably moving to Twitch. So head over to Twitch and go and subscribe to FNP Wargamers. We're already on there, and we actually dual streamed both of the games, all 5 games, at Warzone. So it's on YouTube and Twitch. So be sure to check it out and subscribe. Thank you, guys.